Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Governor Whitmer striking a more upbeat tone about where Michigan stands in the fight against COVID-19, even with a challenging fall and winter ahead.
Scattered rainstorms moving across southeast Michigan, bringing some hail as well, but so far not much damage, happy to say.
And the man jailed for a racially charged attack on a Warren family's home asks them for forgiveness and tries to explain to a judge why he did it. And tonight, the defenders have new video calling into question everything Michael John Frederick Jr. told that judge today.
Yeah, Frederick appeared via video to face the charges and said this was not about the skin color of the family whose home was damaged and spray painted with messages of hate. Local 4 defender Sean Lay is live with the latest on the case. Sean.
Interesting development, guys. We've been following this for 3 straight weeks. So first of all, it's the first time we're seeing him, Frederick, in court. And also, he had a lot to say, so much to say the judge had to say, stop talking about this case.
Suppose I could say a few words.
This is the first time we have heard and seen Michael John Frederick Jr., the man police say who launched violent, vicious, racist hate assaults on the Hall family in Warren, both veterans, and on another veteran living nearby. The judge asking Frederick if he had anything to say.
My number one priority out of this, I just want Mr. and Mrs. Hall, is that talking about the case? I want them to forgive me, Judge. I am extremely regretful of what I did. I can say it's not like me. I acted way out of character. This wasn't about the color of anyone's skin.
Investigators do tell the Local 4 defenders the attacks were racially motivated. Frederick allegedly set off by the Black Lives Matter sign in the Hall's window. And now look at this. Exclusive video obtained by the Local 4 defenders shows Warren police bringing Frederick into custody after an exhaustive manhunt. And watch again. Frederick is smiling, calling into question how seriously he's taking being accused of terrorizing an African-American family.
Frederick not only impacted the lives of the Halls, but it also affected the lives of everyone in the community.
People should reasonably be able to disagree about politics without it resorting to violence. If you have a disagreement...
I absolutely agree.
The last voice you heard there was the judge really letting Frederick have it, even though he hasn't been convicted, but saying if you have political differences with people, keep it civil and cannot go to the level of violence that we have seen here. Also, some context to that video we showed you of him being brought in, guys, that smirk on his face. I checked that out late today as well, and some sources are saying that he was trying to play it cool, that he had no idea why the officers were bringing him in at the time, but of course he allegedly did know exactly why he was being brought in at that time. Back to you.
Yeah, quite an appearance. All right, Sean.
Well, also in Warren, a tragedy unfolding after a woman and a 6-year-old boy are killed inside a home. The discovery was made this morning on Otis Street near 9 Mile and DeQuinder. Sources tell Local 4 a 6-year-old boy named Tyrez and a young woman were found inside that home. They had been shot execution style. Police say this is connected to another crime scene in Detroit. Overnight, Tyrez's father was found burned to death in a car 11 miles away on Hyde Park on the city's east side. Police have not released any information on a suspect. They believe more than one person is responsible.
Storm Tracker 4 right now showing us this is scattered showers defined, isn't it? They're all over the place.
Yeah, and some parts of our viewing area is seeing dark clouds, rain, hail, sunshine, everything today, Ben.
That's right. Throw it all in the kitchen sink, guys. We've got a little bit more to go before we dry out tonight. Storm Tracker 4 is keeping an eye on that line of showers. It is a little bit weaker. That's up there near the Saginaw Bay, just now starting to roll into parts of our north zone and west zone. And we'll continue to watch that move through as we get into the next couple hours. Let's take a look at the forecast as we go through the rest of the evening, and you will be seeing some showers again from that line starting to advance to the south. It weakens as it does, and then we'll continue to watch it dry out right before midnight tonight. As far as temperatures go for the weekend, 50s for highs, but we will be seeing some chilly starts in the morning. We'll talk more about that coming up. If you want a sneak peek of the weekend, as always, it's on the Local Forecasters app, free in your app store by searching WDIV. Guys?
Got it, Ben. Today's coronavirus numbers. Let's track those. The state reporting 891 new confirmed cases over the past 24 hours. That's a notable drop from yesterday, as you recall, that was over 1,000. However, Michigan has also lost 19 more people to the virus. Governor Whitmer is out today talking more about COVID-19 and its impact on the state. And in particular, she's talking about the millions of dollars spent on specialized hospital locations. Our Rod Maloney live tonight with more on this. Rod, you've talked to the governor, interviewed the governor many times during the pandemic. And I think today you were feeling a difference in tone.
Yeah, there's a decided difference in the tone, Devin. It's less stark. She's not speaking in such dark terms about the virus. She says, look, COVID's with us. It's going to be with us for a while. But she says we know a whole lot more about it. And she's quite upbeat about the vaccines and the therapeutic stuff that's coming our way.
We've all got to continue to take this seriously. Now, it's not going to last forever.
Still, last night, the governor felt the need to change her nursing home policy, moving away from the hub system, where she put COVID-positive patients just out of the hospital in homes with otherwise healthy residents. She now wants those patients put into a newly classified care and recovery center, nursing homes with higher quality ratings. At the same time, she's loosening some of the communal meals and activity strictures as long as they're socially distanced.
People can resume a little bit of normalcy. We know that our older people are uniquely vulnerable to this particular virus.
Many in the legislature wanted these patients in separate medical facilities like the suburban Showplace. The state spent millions on it. The governor extended the $1 million a month lease through the end of the year on the place, even though few patients have ever spent any time here.
We know that we're going to have some plan in the event we start to see cases climb again. The last thing we want is for that to happen. But we need to be prepared.
And as for whether Lions fans will ever get to watch football live,
we don't have the on-site instant testing available yet. That would really be important to being successful in that space. So we're continuing to work toward that goal. It's all of our hope that we can meet that goal soon, but we are not there yet.
Now, as I said, she's very excited about the 9 different tests, the 9 different vaccines that are in testing right now. And also she said that she believes that the therapeutic treatments that are coming have a lot of promise as well. But she said, as things stand today, even though things look better, this is the really best answer, masking up. Back to you.
Same as it ever was, I guess, in a way. Rod, back to the suburban Showplace, and we saw this with the TCF centers as well. There were obviously a lot of problems that kept them from being perfect for the use that they were designed for in the beginning. What changes now with that as we move forward?
Well, as it stands right now, Devin, it looks like they're going to be reducing the size of the operation, number of beds perhaps, but they're taking it down from about 425,000 square feet to just under 400,000. And they were spending $1.1 million a month on that, and they're reducing that contract to just under $1 million a month. So it looks like they're making it a little bit smaller, but they say that they need to be ready, and so they're going to leave it as is at least through the end of the year.
Got it. Interesting stuff. All right, Rod.
Waterford police are asking for help identifying a group seen on surveillance video after a house break-in. The video shows the 3 people covering their faces as they move through the yard of an unoccupied home in a neighborhood off Elizabeth Lake Road near the Pontiac Country Club. Investigators are asking anyone with information about this crime or the 3 people in this video to call the Waterford Police Department.
This was day 1 as Ford's new CEO for Jim Farley, who's replacing the retiring Jim Hackett in that role. We told you at 5, Farley already shaking things up, installing a new CFO on day 1. But that was just part of a very big day at Ford, which included a once-in-a-lifetime gathering of iconic Ford vehicles and some of the people who designed them. Tim Pamplin shows us what brought them all together in a courtyard that's been home to 6 decades of magic.
For the last 65 years, every new design from the Ford Motor Car Company has come through those doors into this courtyard.
History is made here over and over and over again.
This is the place where designers get to look at the cars in the sunlight for the first time. And today, as a bon voyage to this sacred piece of Ford history, cars going back the last 65 years were put on display. For soon, this will all be bulldozed to make way for the new.
The space where we are, the PDC courtyard, is a true mecca for Ford engineering. Every great car saw its moment in the sun in this courtyard. So the fact that everybody is coming back today to celebrate it, I think this is a great moment in time.
It's a homecoming of sorts. From concept to prototype to design, this is where they all began.
Every single one of these saw this courtyard as a clay model before it became an actual car.
Full-size renderings and then full-size clay model.
I wonder what this early concept ended up being. Here's Ford historian Ted Ryan again.
August 16th, 1962, there's 6 models of the Mustang that are in this courtyard, and that's when Lee Iacocca and Henry Ford II picked, okay, that's the Mustang.
Yes, in this very spot, 60 years ago, the Ford Mustang was christened. And just recently, in the same spot, Bill Ford Jr. gave a nod to the 2021 Mustang Marquis. History repeating itself. The sun may be setting on the Ford Design Center, but the history will live on. That's for seeing in Dearborn this afternoon. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
Splendid stuff.
Rich history it is indeed. All right, well, ahead here at 6, a local community welcomes a new police chief with a doctor in front of his name.
And here's a doc with whom we're already quite familiar.
It's a simple step women can take to reduce their risk of breast cancer and increase their odds of survival if they do get sick. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, what new research finds could make a real difference.